Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing a weekly roundup of what I crocheted this week for my market that I have actually today. So I started, of course, on Monday and today is Sunday. I have my market in about 3 hours, so I wanted to record this really quick and let you guys see everything that I crocheted this week. And this week, I kind of focused a little bit more on fairies and spring and Easter. That's mostly what I crocheted this week, but I wanted to share with you all the patterns that I used and just let you guys in on seeing the actual product, telling you a little bit about the pattern and giving you some examples of what you might want to crochet for your market. So without talking your ear off, let's go ahead and just get started on showing you everything I made. The first one that I want to show you are peeps. I actually have never made a crocheted peep and I've been seeing them all over Instagram, and because of Easter I wanted to get at least a couple done. And the first one that I made was from Mal's Crochet on Instagram. It is a free pattern. Just like all my other videos, I'm going to link everything down below. So this is the peep. I made them in a little lime green burlap blanket. And honestly, it was super easy to crochet. I used a 6.5 millimeter hook for this one. So this is burlap blanket, baby blanket, and then I also made them in this pink. This one is Big Twist Plush, and I used again a 6.5 millimeter hook. It turned out really cute. I really love this. So I did see this one, and then I did stumble upon the keychain. I was on a crochet. I was talking to some of my crochet friends, and they were talking about the Peeps keychain. So I wanted to give that one a go, just to give him a little baby. And I used the Peep keychain free pattern from 321 Crochet on Instagram, and these are the little guys that came out. Again, I used burlap blanket and Big Twist Plush. I used a 5.5 millimeter hook for these two, and they turned out so cute. It was just a perfect little size. I really like this. And just for reference, whoop, these are the big boys, and then these are the little guys. So big boy, little guy. Super cute. I love this. Okay, so moving on to the next pattern. The next pattern that I did was the hatching or the popping eggs. And I did this one from the creator that does the mushy pops, and she does a lot of little pops that just are little fidgety toys, and I absolutely love all of her little her strawberry, her mushy pop. Those were great hits last week for me, so I definitely wanted to try the chick and the egg. And this is the little chick and the egg, and he comes out and he pops up and down and up and down, and he just goes back in, and he is a very decent size. So I made a total of 3 little eggs for this one, and they all pop up and they go back straight into their egg after you push them down. They're super cute. My kiddos really like this one. They were playing with it for a long time. I had to tell them, I'll make you your own and we can sell these at the market. So these are super quick to make. Again, I used burlap blanket and I used burlap mystical for the chick part. I used a 6.5 millimeter hook. So these came out to a really good size. I followed the pattern of the itty bitty, and because I upped the hook size, they came out a lot bigger. If I would have used my other smaller yarn and my smaller hook like I did for the mushy pops, they would have come out a lot smaller, but I was perfectly okay with this because they were super quick because of the big hook and the big yarn. It was a super quick make. I really love these, and I think they're going to be a hit at the market today. So again, I'm going with a lot of chick and bunny themes. So I had another pattern that I had for the mini bunnies. I had a little tiny bunny no-sew pattern, and this is by Emmy Toys, and she has a floppy ear bunny option, and she has straight up ears also. So these were super quick makeups. They took no time at all, perfect for market prep, and they're just a little bit different than the peeps. They're more bunny-esque. I don't know, these just feel so good. And I used Mystical Bernat for this one with a 6.5 millimeter hook. I highly recommend this one. This is such a straightforward pattern. She did such an amazing job writing this pattern. Super quick. The floppy eared ones, they are no-sew, completely no-sew. You crochet the ears into the pattern. For the upright ears, you do have to sew the ears on, but it was super quick make, honestly not really troublesome at all. but she does give you an absolute no-show for the floppy-eared bunnies if that's something that you're looking for and you don't want to do any sewing. I would highly recommend this pattern. It gives you two options, super cute, and 10 out of 10 recommend these. These are super adorable. So the next pattern that I tried, again, goes with the fairy spring theme that we have, and I wanted to try this pattern. I've had it for a while. This is by Jenny Loopy, and she has a little tulip. She has a bundle pack of a tulip, a sunflower, and a mushy boy. But I did try the tulip. It's super cute, super chunky, and it is just a little tulip on the top, and she has little cheekies on the back. This tulip is adorable. I absolutely love this. It's so cute, adorable, and super quick to make. There are some sewing, just the this little head part goes sewn onto the head, but besides that, there really isn't anything else that you have to sew on. Everything is just crocheted as you go. Very minimal sewing. Honestly, it's super fast, super quick. You do put stuffing in the head up here because there is a little difference between you make the head and then you make the cap, which I absolutely loved it. I had no trouble. I really, really love this pattern. I cannot wait to make the sunflower and the mushy boy. I know they're going to be super, super cute. So I highly recommend this pattern if you haven't checked it out. She writes the patterns really, really well. I had zero questions. I had zero problems, and I highly recommend this pattern. The next pattern that I tried was a fairy pattern, and this is by Wonder Crochet. It is a little fairy princess, and I am so happy that I finally got to make this. This has been on my to be crocheted list, and she turned out amazing. She turned out a little bit big, but of course I always use a 6.5 millimeter hook, so it's a little bit bigger than what is normally recommended, and I use Bernat blanket. So she is big, she is gorgeous, and she's so beautiful. I love the hair. We did a little ponytail. It calls for a ponytail. The fairy wings on the back, and then she has her little skirt, her fairy skirt. And I absolutely love this. I did stuff her quite a bit, so she is nice and firm. And she is ready for all the playtime and snuggles that her little owner is gonna have. So much fun with her, and I am so excited to take this one to my market. So it is very minimal sewing. Don't let all of this intimidate you. It was all crocheted. Most of it is just crochet as you go. So the little skirt petals are just crocheted into the pattern. The only sewing that you did have to do was the head cap. So the hair cap had to be sewn, and the wings had to be sewn. The top part and the bottom part had to be sewn together, and then from there you sew it onto the little fairy princess. The hair is absolutely adorable. I had no problem doing this. This was super, super cute. I am not somebody who absolutely loves sewing very much, especially in the deep throes of market prepping. I would prefer something that's low sew to no sew, and this one is absolutely perfect. If you're looking for a higher ticket item and want to do minimal sewing, I highly recommend this little cutie. She is absolutely gorgeous, and I am so happy to take this one to the market. So again, the pattern will be listed down below. It is by Wonder Crochet. So the next pattern that I did was an adorable flower dragon, and I will link the pattern down below. I don't see the name of the creator on the pattern, so I will leave the pattern down below that's directed to their Etsy shop. And I had this flower dragon in my pattern files that I purchased back in Black Friday. So it's been a long time that it's just been sitting there, and I've never tried it. So I wanted to give it a go, and this is the dragon that came out. I absolutely love it. There is a little flower dragon, and I put the flower on the back of the little fairy wings. The little wings are back here, and this is the front. Super adorable. I love the horns and the little flowers that are just all along the dragon. I absolutely love this one. It is such a large dragon. I'm very pleased with this project. However, it is very so heavy. I had to sew all of the pieces together. There was just a lot of moving pieces. Honestly, I even got tired and I didn't finish the wings like it was instructed. You had to do double layers of the top wings, crochet those two layers together, and then place it on top of the dragon. And I was running out of time. I made this little guy start to finish on Friday, and it took me a long time to finish him. I had to sew on the horns, all the flower appliques. I had to sew in all the arms, and the only thing that was a no sew was the head to the tail. That portion was a no sew. Everything else was very sew heavy. Even changing the colors from the flowers, weaving in all the ends. I still would recommend it if you don't mind sewing. If you don't mind sewing and you want to take that time, super cute pattern. Absolutely love it. Love the result. It is adorable. I really love this dragon. It is a labor of love, and honestly, I really love it. It's super cute, super adorable. However, I it's not market prep friendly at all. Not at all. I would not recommend for a market prep. However, if you're making it for just like a gift or for someone special, highly recommend. Super cute outcome. If you have the time and the energy to spend in it, highly recommend. Would I be making another one of these for market? No, I have other no-show patterns for dragons that I'll try instead. But I do want to put it out there that I did make this little guy, and I will link the pattern down below if you are interested. They also have another beautiful dragon on their Etsy. If you go into the Etsy shop, you'll see they have another green dragon pattern, and I do have that one, but honestly, if I have time and it's going to be a special little gift for someone, I'll make it, but I don't see myself making it for market prepping or anything like that. But I will link this one down below. I still love the outcome. I still think it's absolutely adorable, and I love the size that it came out to be. I completely forgot to add this, but my youngest son, was so adamant that I needed to make a frog for the fairy princess because every princess needed a little froggy. So I just whipped this one up really quick last night. I haven't even given it a smile or anything, but this is the adorable little froggy that I made. This was the first time that I used this pattern, and this is by the amazing Alyssa. Endless Yarn. I will link her pattern down below. And the best part is this is a free pattern. She has this little froggy on a swing for a car hanger. So it's super, super quick, super market prep friendly. I was able to make this little guy in under like 15 minutes for my son because he was so adamant that the fairy princess needed a little froggy with her. So I whipped this up really, really quick. He was super happy that I finally made her a little frog. So I was able to try out the pattern by Alyssa. It's super, super quick and it's free, which is amazing. Market prep friendly, 10 out of 10 recommend. Go check her out. She is an incredible human being, and I just love Alyssa. She's super awesome. So definitely go check out her pattern, go give her a follow, and go like her post. She is amazing and I love her work. So definitely highly recommend checking this one out. We are almost to the end. So the next pattern that I tried was by Crochet Desires, and she has a flower snuggler. And of course, I wanted to give it a try. I absolutely love all the snugglers that I made last week, and I am still riding my high of making snugglers. I love all the snugglers. This pattern was so easy to follow. It did take some time because you had to make the individual petals, all 8 petals first, and then you would crochet into the pattern. So I did make the little daisy. I made a daisy, and then I made the little sunflowers. So these are the little ones that I made. These I actually made from burnout velvet, and I used a 4.5 millimeter hook. These are the 2 snugglers that I made. Absolutely love this pattern. Highly recommend. If you don't mind making pieces ahead of time, these, honestly, the petals I could make in about 5 minutes. It did not take very long to make. So making these 8 petals and then sewing them on, not a problem. Super quick make. I really, 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 really love these, and they're so soft with the velvet yarn. Highly recommend. If you haven't used velvet yarn, highly recommend. They come out so soft and so cuddly. I cannot wait to see people react when they touch it at my markets. That's one of my favorite parts too. When somebody holds in, it's just admiring how soft something is. I love that. So these two are absolutely adorable. I highly recommend this pattern. Go check her out. I'll link everything down below. But 10 out of 10 recommend these little guys. These last couple of items that I have been experimenting with different yarn, different texture, and like you guys saw last week for the snugglers, I tried Feels Like Dream by Lion Brand and I did not like it. So I did say in that video that I was going to try it again, and honestly, I'm not trying it again. I am going to give that yarn to a friend and let them, they enjoy the process of working with that type of yarn. So I am going to gift it over to them. And I did try Feels Like Bliss by Lion Brand, which is a little bit more furry than that Feels Like Dream. Sorry, I'm pointing that way. That is where I see it. It's eyeballing me. Feels Like Dream, just the texture is a little bit different. Feels Like Bliss is a little bit more furry yarn, just fluffy furry yarn, which I did love working with. It is still slippery, it is still stretchy. However, I did find that the furry yarn was easier to see my stitches and easier to feel my stitches. So I do recommend Feel Like Bliss versus Feels Like Dream. I don't like Feels Like Dream personally. I am a big fan of Feels Like Bliss. And I wanted to go ahead and make a cute little project, and I made this adorable little ballerina mouse, this little Fable mouse, and she has her little tutu. It was a quick makeup. I really love this pattern. I will link everything down below, but it gives it such a furry texture, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is very furry. I absolutely love how furry, how soft, and just the texture feels amazing. It was great to work with. I was still able to feel my stitches a lot better. The definition of feeling these stitches versus Feels Like Dream, day and night, I could feel these stitches a lot better. So the definition of stitches with Feels Like Bliss is a lot better in my opinion, but Feels Like Dream is a little blurred and just a little messier. This one is still stretchy, but it's not as bad. And honestly, I love this little pattern. It was such a quick make and an absolute dream. I used a 6mm hook with Feels Like Bliss, and super quick make. I highly recommend this pattern. Pattern is great for market prepping. I really loved it. The only thing I did have to sew on were the ears. I had to sew on the ears, and then the tutu is also something that you have to sew on. Besides that, everything is just crocheted as you go. So super cute. I love it, and 10 out of 10 recommend. So the next pattern that I made is Raven and Jade, her Bitty Pebbles, and it is an adorable penguin. I wanted to give it a go with some fur yarn that I had from Hobby Lobby, the Yarn Bee fur, and I made the little penguin. I used a 7mm hook for this pattern, and I think it turned out absolutely amazing. I really love how cuddly it is. I did use Bernat blanket for the face, the beak, and the feet. So this is how it turned out. Absolutely love. It's so squishy. It is supposed to be a snuggler, but again, I like to add a squish feel to it. And this one is super cuddly. I really love it. Super quick make. Again, no sew. And I have zero complaints. Absolutely a dream to work. And I love this pattern. I have nothing else to say. I love this pattern. I will definitely be making more. And I love the fur yarn. This one is a large fur yarn that I can definitely feel all of the stitches. I can feel where everything is, and I really like working with this Yarn Bee fur. It is one of my favorite fur yarns, so definitely give it a try. The fur yarn and also the pattern. It will be linked down below. So I was on this kick of using up some of my fur yarn. And of course, I did sell a bunny, one of my snuggler bunnies, at my last market. So I wanted to make one more snuggler bunny. And I wanted to use BK Crochet's bunny. And I absolutely love that pattern. 10 out of 10 recommend. It's a quick make. I fly through this, even working with a yarn that's a little bit more textured and a little bit more challenging at times because you're not physically seeing the stitch, you're more feeling the stitch. Even with that, all of those elements added, I still was able to make this creation in under 2 hours, in about an hour and 45, an hour and 30. And I love how it turned out. It is absolutely adorable. I did not make any color changes, but I kept it a solid white. And this is the little bunny. She is absolutely adorable. I love how she turned out. Super, super cute. I love the nose. I used Feels Like Bliss for the nose just to give it still that furry texture, but a little bit thinner than the Yarn Bee fur yarn. So I really, really love this pattern. Again, I have nothing but great things to say about BK Crochet. She is an incredible pattern writer and always 10 out of 10 recommend. Perfect for markets, perfect for an adorable little make. So I am super excited to take this one to my market today. So this next pattern is really special to me because I have been following, I am a California girl and I have always been to Big Bear since I was little. I love Big Bear. And ever since Jackie and Shadow have been trying to have babies, and if you guys don't know who they are a famous eagle couple. There is a camera on them 24/7 that live streams here on YouTube. I'll link it down below if you guys want to check it out. But every season they go and they try to have babies. They're little egg eaglets. And they go and they try to have their eaglets. And this year they had 3 eggs and they all did hatch. Unfortunately, one did not survive. There are only 2 baby eagles left in the nest. However, I saw the little eagles and they are absolutely adorable. I wanted to make a little 3 eagle nest for just in memory of the little lost eagle and then their 2 little siblings. So these are the 3 little baby eagles. I put them in a little nest and this is how they turned out. I'm absolutely obsessed with these little eagles. They turned out so I used the Bitty Pebbles pattern from Raven and Jade. So the little penguin, I used that same pattern. I used Feels Like Bliss and I did a little bit of modifications with the color changes, the beak and the little feet. So I did make a couple of changes just on my own just to get them to look more like baby eagles versus penguins. So this is what I did and they are absolutely adorable. I love these 3 little eagles. They are so precious. I am so happy to take these to my market. I know a lot of people here in California are really obsessed with Jackie and Shadow, so I hope these find a amazing little home and I am so happy with this little make. This is one of my favorite makes that I made this week and I absolutely love it. My youngest son actually picked out this little basket. He was so excited to have this little nest for the baby eagles. So I am so happy that I was able to make this. I absolutely love this pattern and it was such a great make. Again, 10 out of 10 recommend this pattern. I will link it down below. I did my own little modifications and tweaks just to make it look a little bit more like a baby eagle, but nothing too crazy. You can definitely follow exactly how it is and just do the color changes and it would be great. So that is it. That is all that I made this week for my market prep and I made 21 items. I used so much yarn. I am so excited because I have been working on using all of my yarn stash and I am successfully going through a lot of my yarn stash. So that makes me super excited and all of these are just absolutely adorable. I love these and I cannot wait to take them to my market in a couple of hours. So I really appreciate you guys sticking around and watching this video. If you guys would like any of these patterns, go ahead and check the description down below. I have linked everything down below, all the patterns. And if you guys enjoy crochet content, crochet tapestries, tapestry challenges, weekly roundup, market day recaps, any of those, please make sure to subscribe. Give me a like on this video if you like the patterns. Let me know what was your favorite and let me know what you guys were working on today. So thank you guys so much. I have to go to my market, so I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.